All right, the Bucks got a signing that honestly just keeps looking better and better, and it happened a while ago, but I haven't talked about it on this channel. I want to talk about it. If you are new to this channel, we are Detroit Lions fans. Me and my buddy Chris started this channel after we started a Lions channel called Sports Talk Detroit, and we just love the NFL, and especially teams that don't seem to get necessarily all the love and recognition from the national media, and we wanted to give some of that back. So the Bucks are one of the teams that we cover. It's been interesting because there's been a lot of, we got you in the playoffs, then you got us the next season. These are two teams that are playing really well, Lions and Bucks, against each other. But I just love what this organization's doing. And you had a rookie signing that wasn't even drafted. It was an unrestricted free agent and or undrafted free agent, UDFA. And yes, I'm going to talk about Shiloh Sanders. I'm going to talk about the Sanders kid, the Sanders brother that is not got drama surrounding him. I'm going to talk about the Sanders kid that is impressing every single time. I'm going to talk about the Sanders brother that didn't get speeding tickets, okay? We're going to talk about that even though he made fun of his brother for getting them. And it is almost a foregone conclusion that this guy has already made the roster. That is extremely, extremely rare to make the roster. But as a UDFA, and it is even more rare to make the roster, almost be a foregone conclusion, in May or in June. But he has absolutely, he was getting praise from his coaches. And what actually is more impressive to me was that he was getting praise from the players. All right. We know that Todd Bowles likes him. Todd Bowles has talked well about him. But recently, this is what Antoine Winfield had to say. This is what Antoine Winfield had to say. He said he plays hard. Per River Wells of Tampa Bay Bucks on SI. He works hard. He really wants to learn, and he just wants to improve his game. That's something that you admire from somebody coming in who wants to learn and actually play this game. I'm not hearing stuff like this about the other Sanders brother, right? This is what you hope to hear from any UDFA. Now, here's what else I'll tell you. This is not a guy who's coming in here that is going to get a starting spot on this team because he's just a ridiculous athlete. Nope, he's not. In fact, he's middle of the road to poor when as far as his athleticism is concerned. All right, so we're going to show you here real quick something that I like to call RAS. All right, I like to call it RAS, and it's not the end-all, be-all, okay? But it is absolutely helpful. And we're going to show you that, quite frankly, he's not the most athletic. Now, here's the things that he does have going for him. He does have decent enough speed to play the safety position. He has decent enough speed to play the safety position. And the other things, who knows? Maybe he's not working on testing. But here's what I love. He could have so easily just been like, you know what? The RAS score, the testing numbers are not going to come back great, so I'm just going to not test. That's what most of the athletes do nowadays. If they don't believe that their testing scores are going to help them move up the draft board, they simply don't test. They just don't test. He said, no, I'm going to test. That shows a level of humility and willingness to go through the process that you don't always see, especially when you're the son of Deion Sanders Jr. Shiloh Sanders played in 54 games in college. He had 36 starts. He had 229 tackles. He had 6 interceptions. And this is just the amazing stat for me. He had 9 forced fumbles. He had 4 forced fumbles at Colorado. He picked off a pass, and he returned both an interception and a fumble for touchdowns. He is a big play player. He has a nose for the football. Does that remind you of anyone? Antoine Winfield Jr. And in case you're wondering, coming out of college, yes, he was more athletic than Shiloh was, all right, but he didn't have this RAS score that jumped out of the gym either, okay? He had, look at how much different it was then. But he didn't even do the short shuttle in the 3-cone, so he didn't even have an agility grade. He didn't touch the bench press, right? So his score probably would have even gone down. It's very interesting to me that Shiloh was completely willing to do that. So why am I sitting here saying that he's almost guaranteed to make it? All right, he signed a 3-year, $2.965 million deal. That is actually a kind of standard, like to an extent, contract for UDFA. That's basically the league minimum for 3 years. But here's where it gets different. All right? You get the league minimum. That's a typical UDFA deal. But usually they have little to no guaranteed money. Shiloh Sanders got $235,000 guaranteed. All right? There is either small or no signing bonuses with these. Again, he got a $10,000 bonus plus the $235,000 guaranteed. That's the difference. Most UDFAs get $0 to $30,000. If you get over $100,000, you are what is considered a priority UDFA. Usually each team signs 2 or 3 of these guys. The $235,000 is top tier. Top tier. All right, so why does that contract help? It's really simple. Teams don't hand out that kind of money lightly. All right, so Tampa Bay clearly sees value. I think that's a no-brainer. All right, so therefore cutting him would cost the team. That's a duh. He's already getting meaningful reps in camp. He's been praised by Todd Bowles. He's been praised by Antoine Winfield Jr. All right, all of that is really good signs for him to make it. So if I'm you, here's what I'm doing. I'm waiting till training camp starts, and I'm seeing if he is doing 2 things. Number 1, if his name is in there because he's making plays at training camp against the 2s or the 1s. If he's getting any run or any reps in those spots, that is good sign. The other good sign is if he's getting that news on special teams. Yes, you're going to make your team because you want to have a 4th safety. I get it. But if you're going to be the 4th safety, you better play special teams. So his physical type of play, what he's known for, creating plays, making plays, that fits in perfectly with special teams and would be important to have. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.